Elimination diets. I mean, veganism at the beginning versus 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years in, it's going to be very different. And essentially having elders, these are new emerging lineages, especially. They're all new extreme diets meeting civilization where it is. And each of them need elders or custodians or people who have experience just guiding the way and addressing these things. Rather than what I did, I was just like, you know what, I can't, it's not good for me anymore. And I'm actually not committed to this lineage. I'm just going to bail. And I still had a lot of the prejudice, just been like, nah, it's just not great. I'm just not going to recommend it. Rather than like, now it's like, oh, great. You know, like, so anti-nutrients, let's actually talk about it.
So like, I'm like the barman and I'm talking to like a polar bear, that's the carnivore. I've got the grizzly bear, that's the omnivore. And then the panda bear, that's the herbivore. And I can talk to you about what else you want to eat. You know, we can make it all work. It doesn't really matter. We're all bears. And so when the anti-nutrients that people find a lot of is the phytates and the phytic acid. They bind to like a lot of the minerals, magnesiums, the calciums, the zincs and that sort of stuff. And the enzyme that breaks that down is phytase. There's also other compounds that are found in our foods, in particular citric acid. Citric acid is a very powerful way of actually deactivating those anti-nutrients, which is why they use citric acid as a very common ingredient that comes in through our microbiome as well. Then salicylates are really common ones. Salicylates are typically found in all the skins, the peels, the roots and everything like that. So when we eat healthy, and when the healthier we eat, the more salicylate compounds we're going to get. Like almonds, the classic ones is you switch to almond milk, eat a lot of spinach and that sort of stuff. All of a sudden you could go from no salicylates in your diet to eating bulk salicylates in your diet. Now our body uses an amino acid glycine to detoxify the salicylates, but normally the microbiome would deactivate that if we have a healthy microbiome. When you mentioned before 3 days into a vegan diet compared to 3 months into a vegan diet, one of the major changes is actually the microbiome. So as the microbiome gets better at processing the anti-nutrients. Same with oxalates. So oxalates coming out of the sweet potatoes and all that sort of stuff. Again, heaps of oxalates in spinach and everything. With the oxalates, they're like crystals. So what would normally happen is our microbiome, 90% of the oxalates we would eat, our microbiome would process and eliminate them, get rid of them. We get the wrong type of overgrowth in our bugs, things like Klebsiella or Clostridium that commonly comes after antibiotics, which it's very hard to avoid antibiotics in our food chain. So these things are prevalent now. They actually create oxalates. So where you'd be eating a healthy diet, 90% of the oxalates you're consuming going through, if you lose those bugs that eliminate the oxalates and you acquire bugs that actually make oxalates, all of a sudden it's like 140% of your dietary load is actually being absorbed, meaning that you're going to get everything you eat plus the stuff the bugs are making. Then it goes into your body. When you get oxalates into your body, the way they process it through your kidneys. And that's how we get kidney stones and that sort of stuff. But in the bowel, the body's trying to get rid of the oxalates. We get inflammatory bowel disorders, irritable bowel syndromes. And this is all from eating a healthy diet. This is why when working as a naturopath for 25 years and I try to transfer people over to one way of eating to another one, all of a sudden they're getting actual plant compounds. They're coming in and going, this is ripping me to bits. I'm allergic to those foods. You go, no, you're intolerant temporarily as we transfer over. But the big point is we're killing off all the bad bugs that aren't serving you. And we're feeding the good bugs and we're going to change your microbiome and you'll be healthier for it in the meantime. But then there's in nature, we used to eat a lot of dirt and all that sort of stuff as well. Now we're finding the dirt compounds bind to the oxalates and strip them out so you don't even absorb them. And having dirty food and all that sort of stuff might have been a big part of it. The bugs that are found in the dirt that's on the food when we eat naturally are also the bugs that help to process out these crystals so we don't absorb it.